Good afternoon, everybody. So in my first video, I was talking about my quarter-life crisis and how I want to make plans to get out of it. And one way I'm going to do that is with a vision board. I'm just going to try it out. I don't really know if I believe in it per se, but the idea is that when you visualize something often, it might help it come to fruition, at least keep it on your mind so you're working toward it, things like that, which in principle sounds like it could at least do a little bit. So I did make a vision board to try that out. I don't think I necessarily followed those steps perfectly about how you should make a vision board because I put on people that inspire me and things like that, which is, technically your vision board should only have things that you basically want to achieve on there. Or I guess you could say that these people are kind of in roles I want to be in. So that was my thought there. So I'll break it down. I'll show you what I put on this vision board and explain why real quick and tell you what I plan on doing for next steps. So I'll start with just going across the top here. Oh, you might be wondering, why is this on my fridge and why am I like kneeling down and stuff? Well, I put it on my fridge because this is a place I'm going to see it often. So I was going to put it in my room and I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to actually see it that much. So you want to be putting it in a place where you can see it really often. So that's why I have it in my fridge. I'm eating enough to see it enough. So first person I have up here is Jack Johnson, and I'm a musician and I love acoustic guitar people, and he's one of my all-time favorites. So one reason I really like him is because he's also really environmentally conscious, and they use like recycled plastics from the ocean at one like his shows. He had lights at the show that I was at, and he said it was all recycled plastics from the ocean. But he's also a really chill guy. He's been married to his wife the whole time, and I really like him. He inspires me. And I want to be, someday it would be great to be at his level. So if I think about that, I can, work toward getting more shows, work toward promoting my music someday and doing that. So I also have John Lennon. He's also a major influencer in my life, inspirer, I guess. And I realize that he is not a perfect person, and I understand the criticism for him, but I really, really love his solo work, especially after the Beatles, where he's, Imagine, of course, one of the all-time greatest songs, and I just love how real he was being. So that's what I get from him, is like he was so real. Everyone hated Yoko, yet he still put her on like every album, had her on the cover of every album. So, I mean, not everyone, but, he just put himself out there and like just fully willing to be judged. And that I really, really like. So that's kind of what I'm putting on there. This is Tom DeLonge. He's from Blink-182. He's a more recent inspiration of mine because I love Blink-182 now, but before I wasn't into them when they were popular. But now I do really like them. And I love how playful they are, first of all. So he represents playfulness to me, but also he did get really involved with UFOs, which is another major interest of mine. I could have actually an entire channel about UFOs if I wanted. So he's working with a company called To the Stars, and that is basically designed to help promote like UFO information to the public. He basically wants the word to get out, and he's doing a lot of stuff. So you can look him up. But that's one thing about him. So he's an inspiration that he decides to stop being a musician just to do that. So I mean, I really like that. He's following his passion. So over here I got Dave Chappelle. I kind of like comedy. I've always kind of had a thought I might try stand-up comedy. I don't even know if I'd be good at it. I have no idea, but so I might give it a shot in my local like bar. They do a comedy night, and maybe I'll just try it out for fun. But he's also like really funny, one of my all-time favorites, and so that's something I might want to try. So that's why he's up there. Go vegan. I won't get fully into that, but like I am vegan, and so activism is a huge part of my life, and it's something I want to do more of. So that is on there for that reason. This is also a similar thing. This is called. Sorry, so my video got interrupted by a phone call, which is really annoying. Anyways, I was talking about this one, I believe. This is also related to veganism, but just in the sense that this is called Anonymous for the Voiceless, and they go around and they hold up laptops and signs that say truth and all that stuff. They talk about veganism and, saving animals and the planet and all that. So that's something I'm also going to get more involved in, hopefully. And so that's why that's on there. Contributing to a greater cause is something I really want to do. It makes me feel good. And this here's a quote I put on there: "Be the change you want to see in the world." Also ties into the veganism thing, and just in general, I want to live my beliefs, not just talk about them. So over here I got the YouTube 100,000 subscribers little thing you get mailed, I guess, when you reach that. And I mean, that'd be really cool to reach that someday. I'm not even sure if I'll be super dedicated to this. We'll find out, but And I did have a whole nother YouTube channel about like vegan recipes, but I did kind of give up on that because I was tired of like cooking food that when I was hungry and having to record it. But anyways, here's a picture of me playing guitar at a show that we just played recently in my band. But so this is kind of representing like I'd like to maybe do more solo stuff and take that to a level where I can make money with it. So if I look at that often, hopefully I'll come to fruition a little bit, try to book shows or something and record more music. This is the Beatles, my all-time favorite band, but it's actually a statue of them in Liverpool. And so this is more of a place I want to travel. I want to travel to Liverpool and see that, and basically the UK in general. And then going back over here, this is another quote: "Be the uninhibited, conscious version of yourself." That's just something I've been thinking of often. It's kind of something I've picked up recently. Just I want to be uninhibited. I want to feel that way and be conscious about it. Like I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm aware of how I'm treating people. I'm aware of the steps I'm taking in life, but not so much so that it's like a crushing, like constantly hyper aware. No, I want to be uninhibited but conscious at the same time. So that's that. And below that, I got a Prius, 2018 Prius, and it looks really cool. And personally, in my state of Michigan, I've learned that having a Prius is actually probably better for the environment than actually having a Tesla, because the amount of energy we produce with coal is actually, you'd be fueling your Tesla with coal essentially. So having a Prius and using gas to power your engine, and but partially having the battery charging and all that's actually better. So we got that. I want that in some point in life. That'd be cool. Here's a little house in my local neighborhood. I would like to buy a house one day, although I hardly have any money saved. So, I mean, that'd be great. Of course, better financially. You could start renting it out and things like that and living in it at the same time. So I will somewhat look into that, and we'll see what happens. Another Prius over here. This is San Francisco, which I've never seen. I've never really been to California, essentially. Just stopped over in LA on a flight, so I really haven't seen anything. So I would love to see San Francisco, and this below is also San Francisco, the trolleys, things like that, plus the Golden State Warriors just won the championship, and I thought that was really cool. So that is a place I'd like to visit. That's a very doable thing. I could probably achieve that this year if I won. Well, I definitely could if I put in the effort. This is a picture of the movie Office Space, which, I mean, I like it. It's not like I put it on here because it's my all-time favorite movie. The main reason it's on here is because they're smashing a copier or something, and I want to break out of my job where I am working in a job I don't really like, and I'm just sitting in front of a computer 8 hours a day, and I would love to smash my computer. So that is why I have that essentially as an inspiration to like get out of this situation, like find something that I like, find ways to make money outside of work. I'm going to try Ubering. I'm going to try writing online articles. I'm going to try possibly selling things on Amazon. I'm going to try a bunch of things, and this YouTube channel is going to document that. So if you're having similar thoughts, that's why I'm making this YouTube channel. And then finally, I had to change your life. All you have to do is change your habits. That's also something I thought of. So I guess, I'm just hoping that is true. And my thought behind that is just that, I mean, when it comes down to it, your life is just a series of habits, essentially. Like, what time do you get up? What do you do when you get up? Do you decide to do something productive? Do you decide to get up, go right to work? What kind of breakfast do you eat? I mean, really, the routines you get in, the habits you make is essentially what determines your life. Like, your thoughts are a huge part of that as well, but your thoughts lead to the habits. And if you're trying to, so I guess you got to start there. You got to start with your thoughts. But if I can, like, let's say I devote an hour a day after work to doing something like applying to jobs or finding something new way to make money or something like that, then that habit will ultimately change my life. Same goes for anything, like with relationships. Like, do you have a particular habit in a relationship that you could change? Whatever. So, yeah, our habits really they get ingrained in us. I don't think we realize how much they influence the outcomes of our life. So that is what I'm focusing on there. So overall, that is my vision board. And I'm hoping to view that often, and I'm hoping something will come from it, and you will find out because I'm going to be documenting all this. So if something does come from it, we'll all learn from that. So there's that. And in the first video, I talked about the 6 human needs, which I have here on this board. I made this to represent them, and this is the 6 human needs here. I put my top 2 on top: connection and love, contribution. So let me get down so you can see me. So what I would like to do is increase, each one of these, and I'm kind of focusing on certain ones. I guess lately I've been more focusing on connection and love. And I explained in the first video that, I had a relationship a year ago that ended. I ended it, but it was also something that's been emotionally hard to get over, and, all that stuff. So I've been kind of focusing on relationships, both friends and romantic. So I made this right after I shot the first video pretty much, and I've been kind of working at this, so I think my connection and love bar is actually going to increase a little bit. I've had some fun hanging out with friends, and I've met someone online. I've just been hanging out with her a little bit, and that's been fun. So I would say that bar's gone up. Let's see. I have my marker right here. So connection and love, I'll say, is there now. So yay, look at that. This board's already working, I guess you could say. And then contribution, that's more about, like, for me, like the volunteering stuff and activism. Haven't been doing enough of that. I would say that this maybe has gone down, actually. I can't really erase that right now, but I'd say that's gone down possibly to 2 bars. And then growth, that's like, do I feel like I'm growing? Do you feel like, you're progressing in life? That's definitely still at 2. I don't feel like I'm doing much there. I haven't had success yet with anything I'm trying. So, but it's only been a week since I made this. And significance, I'd say this is all pretty much the same. Certainty, just full bars there, because I feel plenty of comfort and safety working at this essentially 9-to-5 job and living in this apartment. And I could, just sit around every day after work. I'm very secure and certain about that. But my uncertainty, in other words, variety, is not that high. I could go, I need a vacation. Well, actually, I just had a short one. I went up north, saw some family. That was fun, which is another reason why connection and love went up for me. But yeah, I could use more variety. So that's what that is, uncertainty and variety. So there's that. These are just some goals from, well, this is actually, should say goals for June. So I'm going to try online article writing. I'm going to try Uber. I'm going to try out a looper pedal. This is a band related thing. I'm going to look into Amazon product selling and apply to some journalism jobs. So I'll do each one of these things essentially, and I will fill you in about my progress. All right, and I think that pretty much covers this video. And I would love to hear your thoughts on anything I'm doing, or anything that you've tried that's similar to this, or just what you think I could try, like even like financial things or whatever. Yeah, just leave some comments. I'd love to read them. All right, see you soon. Bye.